All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at exactly how IT support teams are ditching all that manual busy work by building automated, entirely no code ticketing systems directly inside Slack. I mean, if you've ever felt the absolute pain of losing track of an urgent request just because it got buried in a random direct message, well, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to take a deep dive into Slack's workflow builder and see how to transform chaotic communication into a completely streamlined automated machine. We've all lived through this before scenario, right? It's just a mess of lost DMs and scattered thoughts. But we're completely shifting to this structured afterstate where we use automated data collection and dedicated channel posts. You get total visibility and, crucially, full context because the automations are centralized exactly where your team's conversations are already happening. So, here is our step-by-step agenda for building this automated intake system. 1. The IT support bottleneck. 2. Building the intake form. 3. Routing to support channels. 4. Adding automated approvals. And 5. The workflow in action. Okay, section 1, the IT support bottleneck. To kick things off, I want you to keep this really crucial question in mind. How do you scale up your help desk and manage support routing natively inside Slack without having to beg a developer to write scripts for you? Well, the secret is in drag and drop tools that literally don't require a single line of code. Clearfeed actually hits the nail on the head with this quote. Native Slack chats are absolutely fantastic for collaboration, but without structured workflows, critical tickets are just going to fall right through the cracks. You know how it is? A quick question to an IT admin usually has zero context, which then spirals into a huge back and forth thread, and ultimately an update gets missed. Moving on to section 2, building the intake form. Our first building block to solve that missing information problem is a forced field intake form. And our trigger for this is going to be called a slash command. Just imagine typing slash ticket directly into your chat box. It gives users a super clean entry point, it drastically cuts down on channel noise, and it triggers the workflow instantly. Anyone in the workspace can use it the second they need help. What's really wild here is just how simple the setup is. You're following 3 very straightforward steps right natively in the Slack interface. You can drag and drop this automation into existence. Literally, open Workflow Builder, add your slash command trigger, and snap in the collect info from a form step. That's it, zero code required. Now, by requiring these specific form fields, issue type, priority level, customer details, a good description, and yes, screenshots, we are making sure the IT team gets all the context they need the very second that ticket comes through. No more messaging the user back an hour later asking, hey, what browser are you on? Or can you send a screenshot? The whole shebang is captured right out of the gate. All right, section 3, routing to support channels. So once we have that data perfectly captured, where does it actually go? We're going to route it dynamically. The workflow automatically looks at the issue type that was selected in the form and runs these exact routing steps. It captures the data, routes it based on the issue type, posts it into a very specific triage channel, and instantly auto-tags the on-call engineer. It's making sure the ticket gets to the right person right now instead of just sitting in some overflowing generic inbox. As a standard practice, establishing different triage channels in Slack for different types of tickets is highly recommended. It just makes sense, right? Agents get notified immediately in a space that is dedicated exclusively to their specific area of expertise. And the immediate payoff here is massive. The workflow auto-routes billing issues straight to the billing support channel and software bugs straight to bug triage. It completely, entirely eliminates manual sorting from an IT manager's day. The system just does the heavy lifting for you based on the logic you just set up. Which brings us to section 4, adding automated approval steps. Let's tackle a really specific, notoriously high-friction scenario, getting a manager to sign off on system access requests. By building in these interactive features, the workflow literally pauses itself and presents the manager with a super clean interface to take action. They get a direct message with all the form details right alongside big approve and deny buttons. And once they click, the original thread where the user asked for access is updated automatically. Adding these multi-click interactive blocks completely transforms what used to be a simple text notification into a robust approval system. A manager clicks approve or deny, and boom, the thread updates. And yes, it's securely tied to user permissions, so you don't have to worry. Only the actual designated manager can execute that approval. The absolutely crucial point here is the convenience. The reviewer doesn't need to leave their chat window, log into some separate, clunky IT portal, do a multi-factor authentication, dig around for the ticket, and finally click approve. Nope, they read the context and click a button right inside the Slack message block where they're already hanging out. It strips almost all the friction out of the entire process.
Okay, section 5, the workflow in action. Let's put all these puzzle pieces together and see it play out. Just look at the night and day difference in the user experience here. We're taking a manual access request that usually drags on for frustrating hours. You know, the classic, hey, did you see my message follow-up game? And we are condensing all of that down to mere seconds using automated validation and routing.
These automated handoffs basically delete waiting periods. Look at this timeline. Minute 1, the engineer submits the form. By minute 2, the workflow has already posted it to the correct channel. Minute 3, the manager reviews it and clicks approve. And by minute 4, the engineer is automatically notified that they're good to go. It's incredibly seamless.
Check out this stat. There is a 70% chance you rely on other people to get your own work done on a daily basis. 70%. That is exactly why standardizing your requests through automations is so absolutely vital. If we are constantly relying on each other, handing off information has got to be as frictionless and structured as humanly possible. So, I want to leave you with this thought to spark some ideas for your own team. If a really simple, no-code, automated workflow can cut your IT resolution times from hours down to just seconds, what messy, chaotic process are you going to build a form for first? Seriously, take a look at your own daily bottlenecks, those repetitive tasks that just drain your team. Imagine how quickly you could streamline them today. With just a handful of clicks, you can turn your messiest communications into a highly efficient, automated engine.